Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the game according to me. This today's episode is going to be the top 10 receiving corps in the NFL. All this week, I've been doing the top 10 lists. I did quarterbacks, I've done running backs, and now I'm doing the receiving corps. Not the receivers, but the receiving corps. I think you have to get everything involved because sometimes the receiving corps doesn't necessarily involve just the one guy. It involves the entire group of guys that each team has, and I am going to count down the top 10 receiving corps here for you today. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Uh, I have at number 10 the Falcons. I think Drake London, and the only reason why I have the Falcons at 10 is because the quarterback they're now having Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a upper part quarterback. He's a very good quarterback. If he if he's if he has not lost anything as he comes back from his Achilles injury, I think he's going to make that team a whole lot better. And I think that means the players will be a lot better. Kyle Pitts, who people were calling a surefire Hall of Famer when he was coming out, has not been that guy. He's made some great plays at tight end, but he hasn't necessarily, been all of that great. Drake London, 6'5", receiver, should be able to go up and get it over, receivers. And I just don't think we give it the quarterback to get him the ball. They went out this year and they've got Darnell Mooney from Chicago to be the offset to Drake London, which I think will be a help as well. And Bijan Robinson can kick the ball out of the backfield. So the Falcons are at 10 because I think more or less they have um, because of the quarterback they have now, distributing the ball to all of them. Number 9 is the Cincinnati Bengals. And they're at 9 this year because they lost Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd, the third receiver, went to Tennessee. They're they're replacing him with Trenton Irwin, but we'll have to wait and see what he can do. T. Higgins is playing on the contract and on the franchise tag, and Jamar Chase hasn't issued a contract as well. But that doesn't have anything to do with it. More or less, I just think this is. And T. Higgins showed last year why he could probably be a number one receiver as well. Maybe he's not a number two, he's a number one. Because even when Jamar Chase went down and Joe Burrow went down, he was still catching passes from Jake Browning. That pass he caught in the Minnesota game last year was just amazing. He's got some great talent. He's a number one receiver himself. But I kind of think the tight end Drew Sample is left to be desired, and Joe Mixon, who can catch the ball under the backfield, is not there anymore. So I think their running back room is not going to be catching as many balls as they could have in the past. So yeah, a lot of people had the Bengals receiving corps from other like lists that I've seen and heard of, like pretty high. Top three, something like that. And I just think that without Tyler Boyd and this is not as great. Listen, Jamar Chase is a top 5 receiver without question. Maybe even top 2 or 3, but without Tyler Boyd there, I think this is just this is still a good receiving core, but it does not is not as high as people have done ranked it this summer. So I think it's number 9. Number 8, I have the Los Angeles Rams. You kind of like in the same situation with the Bengals. You're not sure about the tight end. You're not sure about the third wide receiver, whether that's going to be Tutu Atwell or Demarcus Robinson. But the 2 receivers that they have starting, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, are amazing. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua have a fantastic year last year receiving. Cooper Kupp has shown that he is one of the best receivers in the game. And so to have both of those on the team, I think is amazing and is great. Kyron Williams, I think, can catch the ball out of the backfield. And again, like I said, the tight end position may not be as great as you would like to be receiver wise, but the two top receivers, Nakua and Cooper Kupp, are tremendous, and they are deserving to be on this list just because of those two. Number 7 are my Chicago Bears. DJ Moore is an excellent receiver. He has proved in time and time again that he is great. Keenan Allen, guys talking about him possibly being a future Hall of Famer. Coming over from the Los Angeles Chargers, it is a good one as well. Those are two great guys to have. And then your third guy is Roman Doomsday, the rookie from receiver from Washington, which can be, excuse me, who should be amazing and great as well. Great route runner. Great catch up to him. So then you have those three as well. Cole Kmet is a fantastic tight end receiving the ball. And then you also got Jared Everett there to catch the ball as well, which is good. And DeAndre Swift out of the backfield will catch the ball as well. So this receiver core is great and check. And all it is going to be, next year this should be the top 1 or 2 receiver, of course, depending on how Caleb Williams plays this year. But right now, they are definitely a top 10 receiver core just because of talent alone, and I think that's something that I as a Bears fan, I cannot wait to see. So I have the Bears receiver core as number 7 in top 24, in top 10 list of 2024. Number 6 are the Detroit Lions. I mean, you've got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is a fantastic top edge receiver. The young guy, the young speed guy, Jameson Williams. He should really take his game to the next level this year. Rookie year, he was out with ACL injury. Last year, he was coming back, just getting this game on. This year should be the year he breaks out. Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jared Goff giving him the ball. This should be one of those where I know, because of Dan Campbell's background, he's like a run the ball type of guy, and you should run the ball. Jahmyr Gibbs is the guy you should run it with, not David Montgomery. But you should run the ball. But man, all that talent you have around, this should maybe be a kind of throwback to the run and shoot days when you've got a whole bunch of receivers out there, and you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, you got Jameis Williams, you got Khalif Raymond, who is a pretty doggone good slot guy. The tight end, Sam Laporta, is one of maybe the top 5 tight ends in the league. Last year, and then the rookie year, amazing year as a rookie. So if they all stay healthy and all stay great, and same thing happens with Jared Goff, this receiving core is going to be, man, this might be the number 1 receiving core next year. If things turn out the way the Lions would like them to be. Number 5 are the 49ers. Yeah, and this could, and I didn't take into account the things going on with Brandon Ayuk. By the time we get to September 8th, he could not be a 49er. That is totally correct. He cannot be a 49er. But right now he is a 49er, so I kept him on this team. I think he's a good receiver. We're talking about Deebo Samuel is a good receiver as well. George Kittle, the tight end, a very, very special tight end. They drafted a receiver out of Florida, Pearsall. I think would be a good third receiver for him. Of course, you get Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield, who can not only run the ball, but he can receive the ball. So he's going to be a throw weapon as well. Brock Purdy, I have Brock Purdy 3rd on my list in the top 10 quarterback rankings. So it is what it is. He's so I think this is a down and out dynamite receiving core, and that's why they're top 5. All of that talent is gonna just help keep the 49ers on top of that division and on top of the NFC. Number 4, I have the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Eagles kind of jumped up a little bit when they made the trade for Jahan Dotson. And they still definitely would have been in the top 10. because AJ Brown is a fantastic receiver. Devontae Smith is a perfect second guy to AJ Brown. Their tight end that is guarded, I think, is a very good and very dependable tight end. Um, and of course, getting Saquon Barkley, who can catch the ball as well as be your bell cow running back, I think is fantastic too. But now, with the trade of Jahan Dotson, I just think now that makes the Eagles more versatile, and I think that should help Jalen Hurts a lot as well. As I mentioned in my quarterback rankings, you have to try to do something to make sure that Jalen Hurts doesn't run as much as he's done, and getting another threat in the receiving corps can do nothing but help. So I love the trifecta of Brown, Smith, and Dotson. Their tight end, Dallas Goedert, is great, and I love Saquon Barkley as well. So I would say that's a very very good receiving core, worthy of the top five. And in my list, they are fourth. Number three, I have is the Vikings. We all know what Justin Jefferson is. He's top one or top two receivers in the game. Love him. Jordan Addison came on last year from USC as a rookie. Did a fantastic job. He's up there in the thing. They've got a nice tight end in T.J. Hawkinson. When healthy, he's not going to start the year as their tight end though. Still coming off of injury from last year, but he's a fantastic tight end when he's there. And yeah, you got to go with Jalen Naylor as their third guy. I think he is a nice complement to Addison and Jefferson. And then of course Aaron Jones, the new starting running back, he can get the ball in the backfield as well. But when you focus us more on Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and T.J. Hawkinson, that's a good trio right there that can be deadly. And we'll see how this year goes with Sam Darnold and everything like that. But in the future, Jason McCarthy, with those complement of receivers, is going to make Minnesota in particular, very deadly combination. And the NFC North is going to be a dogfight for years to come if J.J. McCarthy, if Caleb Williams are great, if Jordan Love stays healthy, and stays on his level of play, but at the end of last year, and Jared Goff as well. This is going to be a fantastic division. This might be one of those years where each year the division winner is a different team because it's going to be fantastic to watch. But I love the Vikings receiving core at 3. Number 2 are the Texans. I think I was between this and the number 1 team. I wanted to, I had a tough time figuring out, choose which actually the number 1 team was. But I decided to went over by the number 1 receiver who was the best. But I think the Texans are just as good as the number 1 team. So we're looking at the Stephon Diggs, who they got in a trade from Buffalo this offseason. Tank Dell, who's coming back from a broken leg, but I think he still should be good. Nico Collins, who stepped up and become one of the positive threats for C.J. Stroud. Dalton Schultz, a very comparable and comprehensive tight end this year and last year as well. Joe Mixon coming from Cincinnati out of the backfield for C.J. Stroud. And then they've got some nice guys too. They still got John Mitchie the third, who had some injuries over the past couple of years, and never was able to step up. But he's healthy. He should be an asset. And Robert Woods, the veteran, as well. So we've got now you're talking about like your, that core 4 of the 3 receivers and the 1 tight end, but we've got 2 guys behind him as well that can, that should be set up as well. Should catch some balls as well for C.J. Stroud. So it's just a great, absolutely great set of receivers there in Houston. I think they're gonna help CJ Stroud take his game to the next level. But the number one team, the number one receiving corps, um, is the Miami Dolphins. I think that's because Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in the league. I think he proved it last year. The speed, the ability to catch, the route running, everything like that is just amazing. Um, and teams try to stop him and they just can't. And then when you put Jalen Water, who is who's just as much speed as Tyreek Hill does, um, he's great on the other side. They get Braxton Berrios in the slot, who's a very good slot receiver as well. Their tight end Janu Smith, who comes over from Tennessee this year, should help them out as well. And then you get those duos of running backs in Mostert and A-Chain in the backfield, making great runs as well. So I think when you look at it, they're all the people who are going to catch passes from Tua Tagovailoa are amazing. And and they're going to, and I would not expect them to be any less effective this year as it was last year. Maybe it might be even more, being another year in that office with all of that motion and all of those things to do it with a creative mind like Mike McDaniel down there in Miami. This should be another fantastic offensive season for all of those guys. And I think it's going to be fun to watch. So, yeah, there you have it. My top 10 receiving corps. Let's once again go over them real quick. Number 10, the Falcons. Number 9, the Bengals. Number 8, the Rams. Number 7, the Bears. Number 6, the Lions. Number 5, the 49ers. Number 4, the Eagles. Number 3, the Vikings. Number 2, the Texans. And number 1, the Miami Dolphins. So there you have it. And like I've said before, I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm not talking about anything like that with these lists that I do. This is not like a thing about fantasy or anything like that. I'm talking about on the field talent as I see it. And there you have it, my top 10 receiving corps for 2024. For those of you guys watching on YouTube, post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of my top 10 receiving corps. And actually, I've just found out as well that if you're listening to this on the Spotify platform, there's now comments. So you can comment now on the Spotify platform as well. So if you're listening to that, make sure you do that as well. And if there are other places where you're listening to this podcast and there's a comment thing like that, yeah, make sure you leave a comment on my thing. Let me know what you guys think of my top 10 list. As always, if you like what you heard, if you're watching on YouTube, like what you saw, please join my Patreon, patreon.com/AJTRIP. Once I hit a certain amount of patrons, you will be able to determine what you see on my YouTube channel, what you see me play on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AJTRIP20, or what you hear or what you would want to hear on my other podcast, which will be the AJ Trip Show. That will start in January. Yes, please. And once again, if as well, if you're on the Spotify platform, if you wanted to do it financially, you can do that with 3 tiers: 99 cent, $4.99, and $9.99 tiers. But if you can't do it financially, that's totally fine as well. Again, rate my podcast, rate it highly, share it on your social media. If you're listening to this on YouTube, share it, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also copy the link, because apparently if you can copy the YouTube link, you don't even have to paste it anywhere. Just copying it breeds engagement as well somehow. So that's very interesting. So yeah, many ways to support me and my content, and I appreciate any support you do give. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is your boy AJ Trip signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.